Welcome to Tennessee Fan Talk, Vols fans. Entering week 9. A little downhearted from what we could be feeling. The Duke says he called it out.
Truth.
We got a show for you today, a show full of questions. We're going to hit 4 minutes, a little 4-minute drill on the game stats, and then we're going to hit into some questions. As always, you got the Duke, you got Byrd. Special guest today, Vols fan Will Wheeler. How you doing, buddy?
Thank y'all for having me on.
Love it, love it. A couple questions.
Did I hear you correctly? Vols fan?
Yeah, Vols fan. Yeah.
Okay.
Whether or not you are or not, you are tonight.
Okay.
Is he really not? Because I mean, we can kick him out from me.
Let's just get the air clear here.
We will. Hold on. We have a big question for the end of the Kentucky preview, and then we're going to reveal his true character.
He's a Kentucky fan?
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't do that to him.
Keep him guessing. Keep him guessing.
Yeah. You spend the show guessing. This is great.
Tulane.
Riding the big green wave.
I'm a traditionalist when it comes to the SEC.
We're going to start off with that 4-minute drill on the game stats. Looking down this sheet, guys, we talked about it before started recording. It kind of looks, and Will brought it up, it looks like it did last year as far as how close it was. You go through here, look at first downs, time of possession, net yards rushing within 5 of each other, passing 271 for Tennessee, 220 for Alabama. The completions, that was just 28 for 41 for Milton. Just got talk. Both with 2 passing touchdowns. Offensive yards overall, Tennessee 404, Alabama 358. Plays roughly the same. I mean, you look at everything. So does it boil down to a couple of things for me? Here's my take, is they horrible third down conversions. 8 of 18 for Tennessee, 0 of 3 of fourth down conversions, 3 for 4 red zone, but 1 for 4 of touchdowns in the red zone. For me, the game turned around with the fumble. With the Milton fumble. That was it. Pulled the plug.
So the fourth down shotguns were killing me. I'm not gonna lie.
Golly.
That had me screaming at the television like, this is blasphemy.
Was it a scream like, go get him, boys, because he's in the shotgun?
I don't know what was going on. I can't predict it.
You would think that they would practice. You could tell he's not comfortable under center because he never takes them. He never takes snaps under center. And as big of a guy as he is, why would
he just has to lean forward?
Why would it not be him? Why are they trying this?
I have seen Tom.
A 7.
Yeah,
go ahead.
He's got a 7-foot wingspan. I mean,
I'm sure. I grew up watching Tom Brady being 100%, probably just making it up, on the daggum quarterback sneak for first downs. Why? I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, let's get a running start now.
Yeah, he's 6'5", 235 pounds. Get someone behind him, push him.
I mean, I just got off from watching the Eagles. I mean, they've obviously started the trend this year, and they just did it about 10 minutes ago with Jalen Hurts. I mean, he gets like 8 yards. It just blows my mind why you wouldn't just, in a big game, big situation, just follow the trend. I don't know.
Oh boy, we're getting it. It's hard to look over everything we're talking about. It's hard to look over the big question for the end because we're going to have a big one at the end. We already talked about Milton, 28 for 41, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest pass, 39 yards.
It's probably the longest pass of the year, right?
I would say so.
I mean that wasn't including the running yards. That was the touchdown pass, right? Squirrel what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a dime in the back left corner.
I
don't know. That South Carolina game, he threw I want to say it was like 40-plus yards.
that one that
he just skied up in the air, and they came down with the play.
And Squirrel caught with his feet. Squirrel has saved him. Squirrel caught that pass.
If Squirrel was only 6 inches taller.
Yeah.
It's the truth. He's the fastest guy out there. If he was as tall as Jalen Hyde, he'd be just as good.
I will say for Milton, I want to give him some. He showed a little bit better poise in the first half. And this was after he went to his teammates after the A&M game and said, it was me. I was disconnected. It was on me. It's not going to be that way. And he had a positive-looking first half. Still mistakes. Still had mistakes.
Arguably, it's his best game this year, right?
Arguably his best game this year. Hey, and Tennessee is, I think, the only team with 3 spots in rushing in the SEC as far as leaders.
And we couldn't run the ball.
And one of them is Milton.
We couldn't run the ball in the second half.
Nope. It's called adjustments by Alabama. One thing that Nick Saban is great at is adjusting and winning games.
Is out coaching everybody because he just done it again.
Yeah. Yes.
Plus, our playbook is nowhere near as large as it was last year.
Oh, my goodness. Look at you. Did you even – I don't even think you read this, but –
I sure didn't.
But listeners,
I promise I didn't.
Send out a list that says, this is called a show full of questions. We're going to hit 4-minute drill. Next one was, does Milton look better? The next question seriously says, are they not opening the playbook?
And hand to God, I didn't read it. I just drove all the way back from Bristol, banged up, hung over from the day before, went to church this morning, had a headache, had to pull the boat all the way back. I didn't read nothing. But the playbook is nowhere near as large as it was last year.
Yes, it is. And what's up with these new shuffles? Just little shuffle pass, or I'm going to carry it, and if I'm going to get hit, I'm going to shuffle it to you so that you can.
You mean the option?
Gain 6 more. No, he's got a couple of them where he's shuffling out in front of him.
Yeah. He pitched one that wasn't supposed to be pitched, and it made him look very unathletic when.
My God!
Oh, he 2-hand passed.
Yeah. Chest pass, like wrong sport.
I don't think he's that athletic.
For some reason, now when he gets going,
I'm being honest,
he gets going, gets out in the open. They said he was clocked at 21 miles an hour or whatever. But when you put him in them situations where it's not a design run, he's having to do, he looks just uncomfortable, out of his skin.
Maybe uncoordinated is the right word.
It may be uncoordinated. Maybe Joe stomp like he throw. Real hard.
Joe throw ball far.
You move, I knock you over. Give Joe the rock.
Hey, I know there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate for him right now, but I know it's got his first half performance has people questioning, should we keep him around or what? I thought he looked damn good in that first half. Like they looked like a high-powered offense. It was crazy.
I agree.
It was wild.
He had moments.
I mean, we threw the ball more than we have all year, right? Probably.
He threw the ball more in the first quarter than he did all of last game.
He was slicing and dicing them. But we talked about it before the show, maybe earlier too. The red zone performance from Alabama was just lights out. I mean, they wouldn't give up a yard once you got down there.
They wouldn't give up a yard. Correct. That goes to another question that we have is, are we lacking wide receiver speed?
Ramel Keaton looks like the best receiver in the nation 1 minute, and then he looks like he plays on Sullivan East High School.
He got new gloves. Did you see his new gloves? He had black gloves on. They may have been Little Giant. Boy, he may have.
No, they had black cleats on too. If you didn't notice that,
he was actually catching some of the balls. He was actually
he had pine tar on it.
And
is that illegal?
They
got to be.
I mean, the gloves are already sticky, so why can't they add any more to it?
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna. We didn't have a wide open moment that was used.
The tight end was wide open on that touchdown pass.
The one that
don't remember his name.
Jacob Warren.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was wide open.
Sampson would have been open for his catch too had not he been held and got a no call.
I think on the touchdown pass to Squirrel, somebody was wide open in the middle of the field too. I mean, it still worked.
It still worked. So the only taken advantage of deep throw over the middle, wide open, was the shot from Milrow. Over.
It was definitely.
Oh my God!
Wide.
I mean, they just watched it sail over him.
Yeah.
Well, but one of the guys was. I mean, I'm not a blame the ref guy, but he was getting Undertaker chokehold on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting turned. I mean, he was like folded backwards. But you can call holding on every play. Let's be honest.
You could call holding on every play, and I'm glad you brought this up. So Alabama, I mean, I saw some holding, and the big guys on the line, like you said, every play is just to how much. But when
that was pretty egregious, that one. Let's just be honest. That one was pretty egregious.
But when it's a pass interference, something that would have stopped a major play or
a fair catch.
I mean, yes. One for Dylan Sampson at the end zone. Another one was a deep ball right-hand side. I mean, the pass interference misses, the hold misses, the blatant hold misses were insane. Here's a team, Alabama, who is averaging from their own side. I went to Alabama's and looked at their stats, and they are averaging 50 yards a game. Now, that average just lowered because they only had 5 yards. 2 weeks ago at A&M, they had over 100.
Clean team. They're just a clean team.
Yeah.
They're clean. They figured it out.
Week. You get one penalty for, what did we say it was?
5 yards. It was for a legal
snap infraction.
Yeah,
a snap infraction. You're going to tell me that a team 2 weeks ago that had 10, 12 penalties, 100 yards, did not commit a single pass interference, a single hold, a single hands to the face. Nothing.
It's surprising.
You hear that silence? That's exactly what Josh Heupel did, too.
It makes me think that
sure
it's like a old brother where I worked out, just some good old boy politicking in Tuscaloosa. He's bona fide.
Are you? Well,
he's bona fide.
Are you bona fide? Heupel? Nope.
No, Heupel's not bona fide. University of Tennessee's not bona fide. Greg Sankey has bona fide 3 teams, 2 in the West and 1 in the East.
Who's the other one in the West?
LSU, for some reason, they're on that Tiger dick so hard, I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Brian Kelly with that fake Southern accent. He's not bona fide. He wishes he was.
He was.
You want your cornbread?
Oh, our picks last week. Hey, at least I can say that we're not Arkansas fans or Mississippi State fans. Because a game that
that has to be a miserable life.
A game that we picked, you had 28-17. I had 35-28.
I thought KJ Jefferson's good. Boy, was I wrong.
For 7-3. Snooze fest of the month.
Fest of the week.
Of the month.
Maybe the year.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Mississippi State Arkansas games for the rest of the season, like they are They're just going to be on ESPN Plus, no matter who they're playing the rest of the year. I picked that. I picked the Mizzou. Correct. I know why you didn't pick Mizzou.
But I also forgot that Shane Beamer's a fraud.
And then Auburn still winless in the conference. LSU puts
What
it up.
score did I pick? What score did I pick?
For Ole Miss?
Yeah.
42-10.
Oh.
I said
tough
four.
Tough
I
to play
said,
in Jordan Hare.
I said 42-10, and you said,
Hare.
yeah, just go with that.
Yeah. Tough to play down there in Jordan Hare. Tough.
Jordan Hare.
But they're going to win an SEC game this week, folks. Mark my words. Auburn's winning the SEC game this week. They play Mississippi State.
They'll probably still lose.
Hugh Freeze is still paying for his sins of calling hookers.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably not too many hookers down there in Auburn and Toomer's Corner.
It might be. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back in and pick our games and talk what we really got to do to get past Kentucky in the grocery store aisle.
Pay your taxes.
Welcome back, Tennessee fans. The second half of the show, we're going to go in, make some picks, talk about Kentucky, still have our guest, Will, with us. I don't know if Brad's been, the Duke's had his head turning a little bit about quite possibly the alma mater of our special guest.
Sounds like it's Mississippi State.
Are you just going off the color that I'm wearing?
Yeah, I sure am.
Yeah. I wore this. I wore this on purpose to just throw you off.
Or is he from ETSU? Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Starting off week 9, South Carolina visiting A&M, ESPN, noon Eastern. Ooh, we'll give it to Will to start it out. Who you got? What you got?
I obviously I went to Knoxville for the South Carolina game. I was able to watch them up front. They're not that good, you know. They're just not. So I'm rolling A&M on this one.
Kind of score you got on that?
A lot to a little.
Hey, that's I love it. I love it. I think Shane Beamer's lost. I think Shane Beamer has lost the locker room, and probably a toenail. I'd have to feel like he probably broke it when he broke his toe. He stubbed his toe. His toenail's coming off too, right? 35-12, A&M.
Ooh, giving them just 12 again.
Well, proof's in the pudding. And A&M's got a really good defense. A legit defense. I don't know if Mizzou does. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around how good Mizzou is.
Jimbo needs a win. Now, you flip this around. For me, you flip this around and put this in South Carolina.
In the cockpit?
And his trouble on the road. I would give South Carolina the win.
You're crazy.
But being that it's there, I'm going A&M 42-21. And we still have no score from Will. He just says a whole bunch.
Okay. I'll roll 30, 38, 21. I'm giving them a little bit more points than I originally was thinking. Just because both teams aren't incredible.
The CBS game of the week, 3:30 Eastern. The one they're not allowed to politically call it what they have.
The world's largest outdoor cocktail party. We'll say it for them.
We need, as Tennessee fans, to be Florida fans for that game in order for any hope for Tennessee to have any type of dealings in the East.
Music City Bowl, here we come.
I will not watch if we go to a Music City Bowl again. You want Florida to win. You need Florida to win, but you can't pick Florida to win.
Neutral site. It's still Sunbelt, Billy. Makes me think of old Billy Barule one from Caddyshack. Oh, Billy.
Georgia 35-28.
You think it's that close? I don't. 42-14.
Yeah, I'm going up there with Georgia. I'm gonna say 42. 42.
Oh, give Duke a 9.
42. 16.
16.
I like the obscure. There might be a safety sprinkled in there, Byrd.
There's going to be some weird stuff going on.
A safety, and somebody goes for 2 and gets it. And then 2 field goals.
The
16.
Conference bottom of the barrels in the West, the 3:30 on SEC Network, Mississippi State visiting Jordan Hare.
In the Plains.
Playing the identity issue War Eagle Tigers.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it's 2023 and you can be whatever you want. Sometimes they identify as Eagles and other times they identify as the Tigers. Whatever kind of mood they're in that day.
I gotta go Auburn on this.
Auburn's. I mean, I've watched Auburn 2 or 3 games this year. They're just. I don't see anything good coming out of their defense. I think Mississippi State will escape in Jordan Hare. I think it'll be. I think they're going to win by a field goal. Let's say 21-24.
I mean, Will Rogers is still not playing, right? He's there for his 12th season, but he's still not playing. I think he's done.
As far as I know, no, he is.
Auburn 13, Mississippi State 7. Mississippi State only put up 7 points against Arkansas. I don't expect them to put any more up against Auburn. There's no way Arkansas's defense is that much better than Auburn's. No way.
I'm close to you. I said Auburn 28-10.
That's the snooze fest of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I'd rather watch Vanderbilt Ole Miss.
Well,
at least I see some points with Ole Miss.
That's the next one on the list.
I agree with that. For us, it's a graveyard.
Next one on the list, 7:30 Eastern. We're going to, of course, skip the Tennessee, Kentucky, come back to it. 7:30 Eastern, SEC Network. Vanderbilt traveling to Kiffin Stadium.
Where they have the champions walk for winning what? We don't know.
For being decent at basketball.
The walk of champions for what sport? Baseball. That's football stadium.
Well, you got to give it to Ole Miss, but by how much? You know, Vandy still holds.
Is it like 25?
Vandy still holds some top of the stats sheet on a couple things.
GPA.
Defensive tackles, things like that.
Well, because they're on defense more than they're on offense. It's just play the numbers here. They got more opportunities to make more tackles because they're always out there.
So is this like a 48-14 kind of game, or you think higher?
I sure do. I think they put as much up on Vanderbilt as LSU put up on Army.
I got it 48-21.
62-6.
Now, is this a missed? Or is it?
No, they don't do that. It's 2 field goals. I used to say missed extra point, but now it's 2 field goals. 62-6.
42-21. Ole Miss.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got
42-21. Go Clark. And bringing it in, Tennessee, traveling up to the grocery store. Number 21, Tennessee.
We can't talk much more smack about that because Tennessee has taken that business model as well with the,
with the Food City Center.
It should have been called the Food City Forum. That sounds better. It rolls off the Food City Forum, rolls off the tongue better. But so, Food City Center just thinks I'm going to the normal Food City, and maybe that's why they did it. I don't know.
Kentucky will be coming off of a bye after coming off of a loss. Both of us 5-2, both of us 2-2 in the conference. We got to stop the leading rusher in Ray Davis. I'm sorry, he's not leading. He's second in rushing yards. But that Hairston, I think is his name, the defensive back, leads in SEC in interceptions. And then you got Milton that can't throw.
I don't know. It's just like which Kentucky are we going to see? That Georgia game just always just makes me scratch my head. Like, I was very disappointed. I was hoping Kentucky could have done a little bit, made a little bit more noise, you know. But Tennessee, I think that they played well against Alabama the first half. I'm hoping to see more of that. Let's go Tennessee. Bye.
Kentucky only put up 21 against Mizzou.
Yeah.
I can always say what I always say.
What's that?
Death, taxes, and Tennessee beats Kentucky. I'm a little nervous this year because I do know that Kentucky hates us way more than we hate them. And we're also playing it in Kroger.
In Kroger at night. In the cold.
In the cold. Probably cold up there. I don't know. I kind of think that Heupel might can lose the locker room too. That the guys on the team just say, we don't give a shit anymore. We're done.
You ready for that big question reveal? Saving the big question for after the Kentucky preview while we throw it right in the middle. And listeners, this is not an original question because this is one that the Duke asked me several weeks ago. What if? On our show full of questions. What if Heupel was not the brains behind last year's success? What if Golish was really the guy? Tell me there's not enough proof in the pudding to show that for this year.
I mean, I haven't watched a single game of UCF or USF or wherever he went, so I have no idea.
Who'd they play early on that they were actually playing very good against for a quarter?
Alabama, was it not?
I think it was. I think it was Alabama's first or it was their second game. Will, you should know this.
Who are we talking about? What team are we talking about?
The Bulls.
University.
I cut in and out my AirPod.
University of South Florida, where Alex Golish has gone to be the head coach. They played Alabama earlier, second game of the year, right?
Yes, correct. But it was...
And gave them a little bit of troubles in the beginning.
No, 100%. The first half, I mean, it was, you know,
Then you run into depth, you know, and USF's not going to have depth.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to have depth. They're not going to have it. Brad?
Tennessee beats Kentucky 28-21.
Hey, leading up to the Alabama game, I forgot to say this, I was like, you know what they need to do is take the ball, 25-yard line him up with some extra tight ends, extra running back to really protect Milton, and let him air it out and just raindrop it in the other end zone because the corners are going to give up on him. They're not, you know, you're still running. What the hell are you still running for? Corners give up on the wide receiver, and he just drops it in. And then listening to the broadcast, they say, well, we interviewed Saban, and he said he told his corners, I don't care how far they run. You stay with them because this guy can throw it 80 yards. I was like, damn it, Saban. Why you got to be so small?
I still say Saban's only got 2 more years left.
I agree. Somewhere in there. Somewhere in there.
Then they hire Lane Kiffin.
Well,
Lane Kiffin. I mean, I personally, I don't know if we should make the big reveal or not, but Lane Kiffin's not. I don't want him to become the Alabama coach.
Well, there's your sign.
Yep.
That's okay. We all commit sins.
oh,
He who cast the first stone. Hate the sin, not the sinner. That's what my mom used to always say.
But although you find out where our special guest went to school, you have to know his positive notes about going to his Neyland game.
Yes. I got to visit the electrifying Neyland Stadium for the first time this year. And I'd say I went to a pretty good game, night game, South Carolina.
Dark mode.
We went up. We had, it was a pretty competitive game up there till the half. Tennessee started just taking a chokehold on it. But I'm telling you, coming from an Alabama fan that's been to many Alabama Bryant-Denny night games, whatever. I mean, I went to the Cam Newton game where he came back 24-0 at half. And there's just something about being in Knoxville at night with those decimals creeping up to 120, It's
they know how to do it. This was the first time that I had ever heard of Saban taking to social media and saying, we need y'all to be a part of this game. We need the fans to be loud. We need to give them back what they gave us last year.
Yeah. It's been the dialogue has always been Nick Saban getting mad at the stadium because everyone just expects to win in Tuscaloosa. And it's just like, kind of a dud atmosphere the past 3 or 4 years. So it's refreshing to see, them clap.
Yeah, y'all are used to lighting cigars. I need you to clap now.
There 3-4 years ago, he was getting mad because the stadium's half empty in the third quarter.
I'd be going to the bar too if I was the dudes there. By 30.
Yeah.
I will say the South Carolina game at South Carolina is pretty electric because I went 2 years ago for or last year for the debacle, the torn ACL game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I heard Sandstorm. 82 times. And my brother-in-law went to USC, so we went with him. And it was a good time. Their fans are a little mean though, and Tennessee fans are normally not mean to anybody.
Yeah, I had a good experience when I went. Oh, granted, I wasn't wearing any Alabama stuff.
I was going to say,
it been a lot different.
Yeah.
I've been to away games for Tennessee, and I've been. Ole Miss wasn't bad. I went to the Alabama game when it was Josh Dobbs' first start. We got ran out of the damn building after halftime. But I'm a Tennessee fan, so obviously I don't see any of the hate. But I've never seen it. And I've taken other people from other schools that are fans of other schools, and they have.
Oh yeah.
Said nothing but good things.
Yeah,
but I'm also taking the people that I know. So.
2 years ago, I sat in Neyland right next to Georgia fans, and he's like, "How's today gonna go?" I was like, "I'm watching Georgia on their way to another SEC champion, another championship." He goes, "Oh, it's gonna be a good day then." I was like, "Absolutely." It's going to be a really good game.
I did see that they said that Brock Bowers might come back the Tennessee game. And all I have to say is think about your future. Think about going to the NFL. Go ahead and just sit the game out.
Yeah.
It's a joke, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's like Caleb Williams from USC. You might as well hang it up, buddy.
Just go on. It's not worth it. Live your life. Georgia's going to win regardless. They've got, a slew of tight ends. Maybe that are not as athletic as he is.
And I think Beck's better than what a lot of people think. I think Beck's pretty good.
Old crackhead looking Beck is better than what
he does look like a meth head, does he not?
Yes, he does.
Maybe he maybe used to dabble in it. Now he just deals it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Made some past mistakes with that reckless tattoo on his arm. Maybe wishes he could take it back.
Now that we've gotten way off path here, Tennessee, Kentucky, 34-24. Tennessee.
I'm not going to be shocked if Kentucky wins, though.
Will, what you got score wise?
I think Kentucky shows up a little bit. They rush the ball pretty well. Georgia's obviously shown struggles with 2-3 teams that weren't even ranked. I think Kentucky's gonna make it close, like a 21-30, 21-30 ball game.
Then everybody's going to go. All Tennessee fans go to Two Keys in Lexington and drink a beer for me. That's the bar up there.
Milroe is going to have a lot to prove week 9. I would love to see week 10. I would love to see when UConn visiting into Neyland for homecoming.
Give Nico the second half.
At least a second half. Because week 11, we go to Mizzou with the number 1 running back up there that I just went mind blank on.
Eli Drinkwitz is going to run the score up on us if he can.
Oh,
he was very butthurt we did it last year.
Oh, yes, he was. Yeah, he didn't like that. He was very outspoken.
He's still such a nerd.
What is your thought? Speaking of him, you brought him up, so my mind went there. If they cut Jimbo his $77 million, Eli Drinkowitz at A&M?
Josh Heupel.
No. Eli Drinkowitz, A&M? You do know I saw a stat this week that said under the same amount of games, someone had 2 more wins than Jimbo, and they were paying him $6 million a year. God, dog.
I could see the coach from Oregon.
Dan Lanning?
Yeah. I mean, he's got an easy gig out there on the left coast playing, but he's an SEC guy.
He is. Come home.
A&M's got more money than anybody.
They've got everything they need except for a coaching staff.
And cheerleaders.
And female cheerleaders.
Yeah, cheerleaders. Because the men are called yell leaders.
Somehow, we've managed to go almost 40 minutes on this thing. Which is just podcast suicide. But it's a good conversation piece. Less jokes. You can tell you've been out on the lake and hung over.
Buddy, I'm banged up. Banged up.
Have you ever sped off with a trolling motor and made someone fall in?
Not that, but I have fallen in.
Same.
On your own accord, or someone did it to you?
Both.
So you've been sped off on while you were standing on deck.
Sure have.
Oh, that's great. That is absolutely.
I mean, it's the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, it's funny when you hear it happening to other people, though.
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't been enough for that to happen to me.
Well, you got enough time to catch yourself, Byrd, because you're so short.
That's right. I hit What's that rise on the fiberglass rise on the side about 6 inches? Yeah, I just put my arm out.
The gunnel. It's called a gunnel. You hit the gunnel.
Listeners, we want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Tennessee Fan Talk. Remember, if you want to get in on the show, just shoot us a message. Wherever you are, we are at TN Fan Talk. Hit us up, talk some Vols, laugh at the dude. Want to thank our special guest, Will, for joining us in here, despite being a crimson-colored person.
Once again, hate sin, not sinner.
But at least he has seen the neon orange light.
I'm an open-minded Alabama fan. This should be refreshing for Tennessee fans to see.
Yes. Yeah.
We're not all bad.
Yeah, we've met plenty of douchers ourselves.
Well, I mean, everybody. I mean, I'm sure Alabama thinks all Tennessee fans are bad too. We're not.
Not all of them. No, I do.
Not me, but there are. I will say there is an overwhelming amount.
Oh yeah.
But I will tell you, the worst fan base in the SEC. Speaking from experience, Georgia.
Haven't dealt a lot with them, but LSU fans, they.
My
really
wife is from Louisiana. Went to the LSU Tennessee game last year, and my joke is we had Nutri-Rap before the game.
Come week 12, we'll have just before week 12, closing out week 11. Before week 12, we'll have special guest Franklin on, big Georgia fan, so we can make fun of him being the worst fan.
I'm sure he barks like a grown man does. He probably has his own collar with the studs on it.
He's got shoulder pads with the studs. Yes. Yeah.
Does he?
And a and a big chain for his interceptions.
Probably got a hobnail boot somewhere too, but everybody knows what that is.
Well, thank you again, listeners. See you next week. Go Vols.
Yeah, what he said.